Hey, what's going on, everybody? I've seen this question come up a couple of times over the last couple of days, and so I figured I would cover the topic as best as I possibly can, and that is a quick, high-level, pun intended, overview of Highlevels' new funnel builder. There's a couple of things I've been working in there and redesigning some of our own funnels with it. There are some things that I absolutely love, and there's really not a lot that I have to complain about when it comes to the new funnel builder. So I'm going to dive in, and I want to preface this by saying, guys, I am not a funnel designer. So I'm going to use this with a template, and I'm just going to go through some of the functions and the features in it that I really think will benefit you when you know how to use them, and just kind of walk through a really quick overview of it. Now, again, as always, if you're watching this live, please let me know. I've already got a yo on Facebook by Facebook user because you didn't give StreamYard permission to let me see your name, but I appreciate the fact that you're here. Let's dive in. And likes, comments, they help me a lot, especially on YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, comments below so that you can help other GHLers see my stuff if you think it's useful and it's valuable. So let's dive in and look at the new funnel builder. So first of all, I want to talk about the funnel templates. They are awesome. They have done an amazing job with the template library. And for a guy like myself, who is not a funnel builder, not a designer, I'm more of an automator. This makes my life so much easier. So kudos to Highlevels for all the templates. I'm going to go with this new Tattoo Studio template, and let's just go ahead and get it. And here we go. Come on. It sometimes takes a little bit for this thing to actually show up. We're going to do a good old refresh, because Highlevels sometimes being high-level-y. Tattoo Studio. There we go. Okay, so let's dive into the new builder. We've got this set up. Actually, before I do this, I should show you guys where you need to go set this up. So if you go into settings, and then you go down into labs, you do need to turn this on. This is a labs feature, I believe. There you go. No, that's a survey builder. Maybe this is now officially live for everybody. There's the revamped form builder. And there you go. Brand new funnel and website builder. Go ahead and turn this on in labs if you want to play with this. So that's thing number one. If you don't do that, you're still going to see the old stuff, and this might not make sense to you. So go ahead and turn that on, and then let's dive in to the new funnel builder. Now I'm just going to talk about some of the mechanics. The UI has definitely changed. And there's not a lot that I don't like about this UI, but I am going to cover some things that I'm not a fan of. So first and foremost, here's one of the things that I really like about this thing. So when you are trying to hop between your funnel pages, they've just made this super easy by putting it right here in the middle, and you can just bounce around between your funnel pages and start to change and adjust things on the fly. And here we go. Okay, good. We got it back. So there you go. You can just hop between your pages really, really easily. And if you want to switch between your mobile and your desktop view, it's also super simple right here. Now, if you've been using the classic funnel builder, you're going to be used to everything showing up over here on the left. But one of the main changes that they've made is that when you click on an element, now your editing options show up on the right. So this has taken me a little bit to get used to. Now, I came from ClickFunnels 4 years ago, and I'm used to everything being on. I was used to everything being on the right. Had to get used to everything being on the left with Highlevels, but now you kind of get a little bit of both. Otherwise, there's very little change to the way that you configure everything in here. So you've still got all your general settings, your color settings, opacity, text tone. I don't have to go through all this stuff. You guys know what it's all about. Your mobile desktop font sizes and so on and so forth are all right here. And your color options. So none of this has changed. The only thing that has changed is that it's moved over to the right. So that might be weird to get used to, and was for me for a little while, but now I've kind of gotten used to it. But here is one of the things that I don't like about this. If I'm on desktop view, both the left-hand menu stuff and the right-hand menu stuff do end up getting in the way and causing a little bit of clutter. I would prefer it if it resized it, but I'm not a high-level developer. I'm just a high-level automator. So that's one thing that kind of gets in the way and kind of bugs me ever so slightly. Let's talk about some of the left-hand changes, because this is some of the stuff that I think works really, really well. And this layers feature right here is actually one of my favorite features, because if you've ever gone and tried to, before on the old one, there was like, you'd have to go up here and you'd have to manage your sections, your rows, your columns, your elements, and they would all be really, really difficult to find. Well, Highlevels made a huge update here and made it super, super easy to find everything. So you've got your layers page here, and you can actually just drop this down. You can click on the different elements here. So we've got our different sections, our different rows. And as you start to click through, it starts to just expand out everything in that row, that column, that header. Everything is right here, which makes it super, super easy to navigate. I have found this feature right here probably the single best thing about kind of going through my funnels. Now, I do a lot of stuff where I kind of start editing and building some things on a live site. So what I do is I'll edit it, I'll build it, and then I'll hide it. This has made it really, really easy for me to do that, to find those elements, and not everybody names everything appropriately. So this has actually made it super, super simple to do, which I really, really like and I really appreciate. Now, you've got your pages here as well. So they've put this in two spots. So again, with Highlevels, it's kind of, there's always 1,000 ways to do things. In this case, there's two. So you can go to your different pages right from here, or you can go to your pages right from here. So they put it in two different locations, which is kind of neat. And then you've got your tracking codes for your headers and your footers all right here. So there's no more need to click into the drop-down menu and then go to CSS and all of that sort of stuff. You can do that all from here. And then here is your custom CSS. So I do like the fact that they put all of these things up at the top so that it's super easy to find, super simple. You got to get used to images instead of words. So get creative. But yeah, once you get used to kind of where everything is up here, it's really, really good. Now, typography is kind of a new one, which again, this took me a while to figure out because I'm not that smart when it comes to funnel design, but this will actually help you change the font styles across the board for your funnel. And I didn't even know this existed in the old one. So having this right here, right out in the open for me was super, super handy. Background. So this is another function that I never really used on the old one, because what I would always do is I would just click into the section and I would change the background in the section itself. And every so often I would buy a funnel where they had the background image set up in the background section and I couldn't find it and it drove me crazy. Well, now it'll be a lot easier to find because there it is. This is going to do your overall background for your funnel right here. And then you've got your pop-up settings. So let's go and click the pop-up settings, which is of course going to now bring it over onto the right, and you can change your pop-up settings here, which is super, super handy. And if you're watching this live right now and there's something specific about funnels that you want to know a little bit more about, drop them in the comments because I can see them. I may not be able to see who says it, but if you want to know something specific about how to do something inside of a funnel, please drop the comments and I will cover that while I keep going. But yeah, pop-up settings, again, you've got everything over here on the left, but you're now going to edit your pop-up settings on the right. Here's all your advanced functions right here. Super, super simple. And then SEO metadata. How many of you guys don't do this? This is where you, okay, we just got a question, how to disable pop-ups. That's actually super simple. So we're going to go to pop-up settings, scroll down to the bottom, and you just click this disable pop-up button right here, and it goes away. So that's a super simple answer to that question. SEO metadata is really what shows up when you share your link. So if you want to change your image, change the title of the content that you're sharing, that shows up in a pop-up. So if you've ever shared a URL on Facebook and you get that demo, that's what this is going to show. And so this is going to help you kind of make your funnels look a little bit more professional when you're sharing them in links and things like that on social media or in Messenger or whatever you're doing in that regard. And then previewing custom codes. So this is something that, there's probably not a lot of it on this funnel here, but if you have custom HTML, JavaScript, things like that, specifically custom HTML, instead of it showing, let me grab an HTML element here for you. So instead of grabbing the HTML element that is going to be this code, and it's going to look like this, when you click this button right here, it is going to show you what that HTML element will actually look like on the funnel builder, just like so. Now, you probably just saw this, but we've got a couple of this whole look and feel for adding elements has completely changed. I really like it. It's clean. It did take me a little bit to figure out where everything was because some of the names have changed and some of the locations of things have changed. Specifically, again, it's over on the left. But very, very, I think it's I think it looks really great. This one tripped me up. It took me forever to find surveys. It is under custom. This used to be in its own element right up near forms, and now it is down here. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me. But there's your survey element. That one took me forever to find, and so hopefully this helps you a little bit. You've got your reviews. You've got your map function. This is a new one, actually. I've actually never, ever played with this, so this is kind of neat. I'll have to fool around with that at a later date. But let's go and check out some of the other element options right now. We've got our 1-step, our 2-step, and order confirmation stuff, which is great. Featured image. So all of these main functions are all right here. Now, another feature that some of you may or may not know about is global sections. This is probably one of the most handy features that you can use on a funnel. And what is it? So if you go over a section, let me get some of these things out of the way so you can properly see this. When you hover over a section, normally it's green. So this one right here is green. This one right here is purple. Purple just means that this section is saved as a global section, which means when you make a change on this global section on one page, it will make the change on every single page that that global section is on. And the way that you do that, let's just go ahead and save this one. So you're going to click on this save button. Now, this is another example of why I don't necessarily like, both right and left functions in here, because if I had, say, this out, I actually can't go and click my save button. I don't really like that very much, but it is what it is. So if I wanted to save this section here, I can come in here. I can name the section, just section. I don't care. I'm not going to get too fancy. Add to global sections. So that is new. Before you had to select, do I want to save this as a global section? Add your naming convention there. Or do I want to save this as a template section and add your naming convention here? Now I can just name the section and I can put it wherever I want. Now templates and global templates, what's the difference between the two? A template is going to be a template of this that is not going to be saved across funnel pages. So maybe you like the layout, you like the design, and you want to keep that design going with different content on different pages. You can save it as a template and then edit it, and it's not going to impact the original that you created. Whereas with a global section, it is going to actually make a global change. So if you change it on one page and it lives on multiple pages, it's going to change it across the board on every single page, which with headers, with footers, maybe you've got review sections and things like that on your funnels and your sales funnels that you want to be the same across all pages. Global sections is an absolute game changer. So we're going to go and make that a global section. And now we've got to go to where did we find that before? I've lost it already. I think it was in elements. So we're going to add an element. Global sections. There you go. So there's our section. If we just drag that in, it's going to be an exact carbon copy. It's not going to let me put it on here because it's already on here. But for example, let's go to first of all, let's save this. So we got the global section at least saved in here. Let's go to our home page where that global section hopefully doesn't exist. And we are going to add it straight to this. So we're going to hit the plus button down here on a section. And we're going to go to global sections and we're going to come to section, the one that we just created. And this section is going to be identical. And I'm just going to do one simple change. So I'm going to just change the color of this font here. I'm going to make it italic. And then we're going to come into the italic color and we're just going to make it blue. And we're going to hit save. So it tells you that you've saved a global section. It warns you that, hey, you might have screwed something up. Don't screw something up. So we've just changed that to blue. Now we're going to go back over to our book appointment, and you'll notice that the global section has also changed again on here to blue. So that's what global sections does. It's super, super handy. I use it regularly when I have multi-step funnels when I'm building them, and I don't build them super often because I'm not super good at them. So how to stop a pop-up timer by Devin. Devin, I don't know exactly what you mean. Your pop-ups, yeah, maybe we'll cover that in the VIP call on Wednesday so you can explain it to me a little bit better. But yeah, guys, this is pretty basic. I'm already at my 14 minutes, and I usually try to keep these things under 14 minutes. But that is a really quick overview of the new funnel builder. Like I said, for the most part, I really, really like the redesign. The biggest thing that I do not like is having the right and left sections close in and actually cut off my ability to actually edit the actual sections, move sections and things like that. That does bother me a little bit, but it's easy to work around it just by moving things around. So again, if you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. The vast majority of the guys and gals that watch my YouTube videos are not subscribed because analytics tells me that thing. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It'll really help get our stuff out there so that more people can learn more about GoHighlevel and how to leverage the system as a whole. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.